Hey. Go over a couple things with you, in my opinion. Because I wanted to show you these here too. I had a couple I'm going to wrap up. A lot of people like the look of the long one. And for some reason, in melt shots, they look good. But if you've ever used one at all, if you understand how the way the wax works, it tends to run. So if you put your dab down here, and then once it starts melting, it's actually going to like run up. So then it gets your banger, or it gets your, you see, you can actually see them better down there. You put your dab down here, it always has a tendency to run up. These just get so dirty in here, so dirty in here. Like I've actually thought about just getting this one, actually this big one right here, and just coming in and kind of cutting out a cool little design, just to give it to where it just has that small tip right there. Because like these, that's one of the best things about this guy right here, is the fact that you have a big shovel and it's got a sharp little edge. So you can cut your concentrates, you can cut your shatter, you can scoop in real well, but then it narrows down. So the concentrate doesn't want to run all the way up that long fin. That's why I love these so much. Like my preference that I use all day long are these two here. They also work well because I have a titanium E now. So to get down inside that, these right here work perfectly for me. This honestly can't go wrong. Like for really efficient dabbing, this is honestly my favorite because you can get you a little scoop, set it right up there on the side of your banger, and it's going to heat up real easy, and your wax is going to fall off, and you hardly ever lose any concentrates on your dab tool. With this type of dab tool, they just don't look very good per se in melt shots and stuff like that. So, you know, I have a couple of these big ones that I put some designs on this one because I thought it looked kind of cool, and I do think it looks cool, but look at all that additional wax it ran up with. So I'm thinking about maybe cutting out part of this one. I just etched some few designs in on that side. I'm going to take that middle in more and maybe cut a fin all the way down through it. But just messing with those. And this one here, I think, again, I'm going to cut here and then up and out, so I remove so much of this material so that that's not so apt to want to run all the way back up through here. You know, the big scoops too. I seen you had a couple scoops. I haven't really figured out. I'm thinking about maybe cutting the tip off this one and just making it a bigger scoop. But I don't really, this is good for massive scoops, but you're still going to kind of want to fall off. I've seen that you had some like this. This is a pretty good scoop for actually, you know, diamonds or sugar or something like that. I feel like this style right here, it's not super long, it's not super short. I feel like that's just about perfect for your scoop width on this guy. Now some of the other ones you sent over, this one here, personally, I won't use this for dabs. It's just, it doesn't have any sharp edges. It's hard to pick it up. Something about the angles just not, it just doesn't look pretty to me. But what I will use it for is a spoof. I'll use it for spoofing out my flower bowls or my dry herb bowls. I think this should be sold for your, I've seen that you had the Dynavap stuff, so I think this should be for your Dynavap stuff. And spoofing dry herb also, or just combustible also. And this one here, man, I really don't like it at all, to be honest with you. It's, the edges are blunt, so I can't like cut, really. I can't cut my concentrates, and it's got a weird tip unless I'm just like going down to pick up a ball or something, which I haven't had to do yet, so it may be useful for that. But also this is pretty big, so unless you're just picking it up and dropping it down in there, I feel like you're going to have a tendency for the wax to run up this one also. So I really wasn't impressed by this one. This guy here, you had sent this one over flattened out and on the spoon. And, you know, I really don't know. The spoon, I really like the spoon. This right here still kind of gives you a spoon. Honestly, like it's not completely flattened. Like, I actually think this is going to work really well as a little spoon. But I haven't had any sugar or anything to be able to test the two back and forth. Now, when it comes to the lengths of these two guys here, you know, it depends on the person. I kind of like the shorter one, but I also really like that length, that extra length on that one. I do like the extra length on it, but they do also, the tips are just a tad bit smaller. The shorter one and the wider one, the paddles are smaller. You know, this has kind of got a little bit more narrow of a paddle. So, just small little things, but I mean, really, man, I like these. These are my favorite type. Oh, there's the other. Yeah, there's the other spoon right there. Let's see here. Yeah, man, I mean, I would prefer this spoon versus the flattened out one, definitely. I definitely like this spoon versus the flattened out version. And this guy here, I actually do like it. You've got it on the long handle for me. And when I get my shatter, I can actually go down and use this to pull the shatter. It works real well when I'm picking my shatter up. And it is kind of half-ass a spoon too. And it made, like, once I get the shatter on the back, it was easy to set on and make pretty good metal shots. So I really enjoyed those. I didn't mind this one. I think this is honestly one of the most efficient ones, whether I use it that much or not. Like, to me, this is one of the most efficient tools that you can get. Again, I like some of the longer ones like this just for aesthetics, but I think if someone were to spend a little bit of time with the grinder and cut some of these out and put some cool designs, you could do some cool stuff with those also. I don't know if you do offer them, but not like this, but like this with more of like a spoon, a shovel. You know, I feel like offering a couple big fat shovels with the edges that come up a little bit higher, so all the stuff's not as apt to roll off to the side, I think would go good. But yeah, some of these are just good for, you know, this would be, I would use this one for dry herb vape, you know, cleaning and stuff like that too, also as a spoof. So I appreciate you, man. Hopefully that helped you out a little bit. Let me know what you think.